Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to How to Build an NFL Model. I'm Sean Sack of the Money Green with my partner in picks, Ryan Real Money Kramer. Kramer, we're building some NFL models, and joining us here from Rithmm, James. James, thanks for hopping on. Kramer's got his safety goggles on because we're gonna go in the lab here. But yeah, just explain Rithmm and how it works and how it helps us put together some winning NFL models.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me, guys. Happy football season. It's
Let's
about
go.
time.
Yes.
Look, we've been really working hard to make sure that our product is ready to go for this season. And again, for those of you that aren't familiar with Rithmm, we allow people to create personalized predictive models in seconds. One of the other best benefits of this is that you don't have to go searching for the best lines; that updates automatically. So we're really just trying to make people, more data driven, add accessibility and ease of use, and allow them to be better betters this year. So excited to walk through how to build a model and hopefully help people win.
Let's get it. So Ryan, we're going to put together an NFL model. So if you can click over to the NFL tab here.
Fortunately, I am a PhD level user. I have been building models on, as you can see, Stacy and Bubba are in my model queue already. So
we're gonna add another one. So if you can hit what is it? Personalize the models, build a model for me. We want to personalize it, right?
I can.
You can archive your Rithmm AI model right now, so that way it doesn't lose it, but you can archive it and then you can build a new one.
Oh, nice.
I'm just gonna give
that's a new feature actually. That's a new feature too. That where like let's say it's intra-season and you have two models that you love and one that you're not quite sure of. You don't have to delete it. You can archive it and build a new one and test that new one out. So again, really just trying to give people, get some options here.
So we're gonna personalize a model.
Yep. All right.
And the
so
other
now,
button there too. Yeah. So if you don't want to personalize, you can just have Rithmm build it for you, and by pressing build a model for me, and that just takes a few seconds. It's less personalization, but still gives you the outcome of personalized predictions.
So yeah, this is pretty cool. You have running, passing, offense, defense, and then ranks. Kind of walk us through.
I like how you say you won't give away the secret sauce. That's a key element to a good model generator.
So without the secret sauce, kind of the basics there.
Yeah, so these 5 factors are built by our data scientists. And again, our data scientists are MIT grads, they're PhDs, they're people this is their livelihood. And so basically they've created these 5 house factors to make it so you don't have to do the hard work on the back end. So within these factors, there's a ton of different data points. So basically, if you think that running and passing and offense are the main factors of an outcome of a game, you would slide those to the right and then defense to the left. And again, this is something that you can create multiple models with to play around and see what works best. But this is where if you have instincts and what the outcome of a game are, then this is where you would put them in. So again, in this instance, it looks like you're a heavy run offense. Yeah, this
Smash
is like a
mouth football.
Defense. Yeah, this is like a Big Ten football.
Yeah, Iowa. Ryan, are you trying to build an Iowa model? What do we want to do for an NFL model?
I want to point out some things that I've learned the way this the toggling the lock when you get a slider to where you want it, so it doesn't keep. As you can see, they kind of move around as you give and take.
Oh, okay.
And so if you want to lock it in there, boom. And so all right. Well, let's use this as the model here.
Okay, so low on passing.
Or sorry, whoops. There we go.
Okay, so don't care about passing. I know everyone says passing's the new fad in the NFL, but I think
give me a good triple option offense.
Well, I mean, again, smash mouth football, run the ball, play some defense.
And I just realized I was in the lab not using my
Ryan,
safety goggles. I could have injured myself. All right, so then all we do is click next.
Yes.
Yep.
And now it's getting to work.
All right, so then
So what's happening now? Yeah, basically, right now the model is training, and that means that there's 3+ years of data that the AI is running against. So it's taking those factors, weighing it against all these 3 years of data, and then it'll give you the predicted outcomes from that back test. So the next page after this training is done, you'll see how this model will perform on money line, spread, over under, and again, we can go over that when the trains, but. Again, this is something that usually would take people a very long time to do and a lot of manual work. But because of AI, it happens in a matter of a few seconds.
God bless AI. Some people are worried it's taking over the world, but I mean, if it's going to help us win NFL bets, I'm all in. Let's go.
Yeah, someone who's written some macros before in an Excel spreadsheet. This is light years ahead.
Now, James, do you have a? I mean, we just kind of were playing around here with our NFL model. Do you have a preference, like when you're putting together the models that you use for Rithmm? Do you have something you like for the NFL, maybe for college? Any of those 5 factors you lean on more than others?
Yeah. So last year, I actually, and this is something we recommend for pretty much everybody to do, but it's creating 3 separate models so you can see where they either all agree or where they may differ. So last year, I had my own personal model, and then I had a Rithmm AI model, or 2 Rithmm AI models that I would compare them against. And I would basically just take the first week or 2 of the season to see the success and where those models perform well. But by the end of the season, I think I was like 45 and 15 on my NFL betting, which
let's go.
So I was like, okay, it's truly like if you test and you understand your models, then you can go make confident decisions. So again, it's less for me as the type of bettor that I am personally. It's less about the factors. It's more about understanding the data. But everybody bets a little bit differently and uses models differently. So again, if you're really feel a certain way about how to build this model and you want to put your instincts in, that's where it's, again, you can try a few different ways to do it.
Well, and that's a great point. By having 3, you can create that kind of triangulation, get the Venn diagram, see what overlaps on all 3.
I like that of like, hey, maybe 1 Rithmm, 1 or 2 Rithmm builds, 1 you make, and then if they're agreeing, that's obviously a really good sign.
Yeah, it's just like when we look at a card, you got the various different situational gut handicapping elements. They all overlay. Boom, the model likes it.
Yeah, we have a new feature too that we just added in like last week that basically, let's say you want to have one that you build like the way we just did. You want to have a Rithmm AI model, but now you can also go to the leaderboard and copy some of the top performing models instead of having to build them yourself. So
that's awesome.
You have to perform. Yeah, you have to perform well enough to get on the leaderboard. But once you do, then you're, again, like, let's say either of you build one that gets on the leaderboard, then you can drive your followers to go again copy that.
The model.
And it doesn't. Yeah. And it doesn't mean that they'll have the same outcomes, but it'll mean they'll have the same model giving those predictions out. And then it's up to the user to choose which predictions they actually want to use.
Oh, I wonder who's going to have a better season, Stacy or Bubba here.
Kramer. Let's finish up the model. See how we were looking. Got to give the model a name.
What are we thinking? This is like, should we name this one after Colby?
Sure. Throw Colby on there because he hates the NFL. He's a college only purist. So the idea of the Colby model giving out and
no, we got to call it Pick Dundee.
Yeah. All right, people will appreciate that,
especially because it's an NFL model.
Yeah,
everyone knows Colby, aka Pick Dundee, loves the NFL.
Okay, so now we see the results of how he did, Ryan. This model is 56.6% historically
very
on the
profitable
spread, 44% win rate on the money line, but an ROI of 7%. Totals. It's sitting right there at 50%, losing a little bit, but we're not a total guy. So
you're not a total guy. Our models aren't going to be into totals.
Perfect. So now,
and that's something too, where like, what this is good at because of the back test. And if you want to go try to create a different model that is better for total points, you could.
Yeah, no, that
maybe scrolling passing down to the very zeroing out passing probably had something to do.
Yeah, the totals and no passing probably somewhat correlated there. But all right, so I like this. We got a model. Now we can now how do we take this model and see what it does? Like so we saw how we built it. We saw how it's back tested. Now how do we put this model to use, James?
So you go to the games tab.
Awesome.
And there's 2 ways to see this, right? So the best prediction basically gives you the top recommended bets across all of your models. So this is kind of like a menu form.
Yeah.
What I personally do is I go to all games and I do model ensembling, which is basically seeing where, again, multiple models agree. Because that
so you do like a layer. You basically you got you're like a fashion show. You trot all the models out, get them out there, walk them around, and look at this game, Ryan. What do we got here? Titans, Bears. All the models liking it.
This is look how easy it is to spot the Venn diagram. I mean, and again, maybe the model not aware of the Colts week 1 performance since 2014, but Yeah, no, this
is perfect, Ryan, because our gut has been telling us to get on the Titans, and your two old models, Stacy and Bubba, and even the hot new model who just loves defense and running the ball, Pick Dundee. They're all in agreement. Titans plus 4.5.
Yeah.
I mean, this is awesome. I could see how people spend a lot of time in here tinkering away, copying other people's models. But I think what's awesome about it is the levels, right? If you want to go really deep, build a bunch of models, correlate the different models, see which ones they agree, you can. If you want to just say, hey, I don't want to spend all this time, I'm going to let Rithmm build a model for me. You also have that option, or copy Pick Dundee and his model, see how he does. But yeah, I mean, this should be pretty fun. And so once you find a bet you like, I imagine one you're going to actually be betting on, you click on that game and then you hit track a bet, right?
Yep. And you track the bet. And this is again where, like I said last year, I used the first 2 or 3 weeks to really test my model. So I'd be tracking the bet in the app to see how that model would be performing. And then I'd feel comfortable going to actually place the bet. So it's really like that understanding and that learning, but we're trying to make it as easy as possible for you to do that without having to use a spreadsheet, without having to use, anything else.
Python and come on. You gotta learn Python in the off season. No, come on. This is why Rithmm's great. And of course, get your 7-day free trial, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Get it going for that first 7 days. Get the free trial. You're going to enjoy it. Anything else we should be figuring out here for our first ever on air NFL model?
Look, I think the other 2 tools that are really helpful for people, we just added the research tab. So if you go to all the way to the right, and this is we're going to be adding more to this as the season progresses. But this is again showing from last year, again, the against the spread numbers, overall records. Perfect. And then if you go to stats and ranks, you'll see even more. And again, as 2024 data flows in, you'll see some more here. But again, there's a ton of different stats you can look at. And again, this is supposed to help you make more confident decisions. So again, like let's use the Colts game you talked about earlier. That's something where if you want to go see more about the Colts and again, how they performed last year. And again, if that makes you feel confident about the bet, you can go and look at some extra data without having to leave the app. So this is something, again, as the season progresses and as 2024 data flows through, it's going to be really helpful to just see where, your favorite team or the teams you're betting on are sitting in this research.
Awesome. I will say, as someone who comes from the tech and product world, very, very nice UI as well. A lot of like clean features, like this stuff. This is basic, right? But I have to go Google or go to my favorite ATS database to find it. So
no, it's nice to have it all in one place, firing on the models, and the stats and ranks. It's super helpful.
And on the phone app, you can actually, when you click into a game card, you'll see more of that trend analysis and also some graphs as well. So you're not seeing it on the computer right now, but when you tap in, usually, so if you go to like the totals and see what you have for predictions there, and like let's say you go Packers Eagles, just because Eagles fans here.
Go Birds.
Go Birds, baby. But so on the phone, you can see it here. You have trends. So this is, again, as you're going to make your decisions, you'll be able to see this type of stats to go along with the prediction. So as you can scroll down, you see this data. You can also go and see a graph that shows everything. We're trying to make it as easy as possible to make this a one-stop shop for all of the data you would need along with that prediction. So you have the full knowledge of what you're going to place a bet on, as opposed to making a short-sighted decision just because again, as an Eagles fan, I'm not going to just go bet on the Eagles because I like the Eagles. I feel confident in the decision because my models and the research and the trends.
Let's go.
I think that model might always point you towards the Eagles, though.
Hopefully, James, put something in the back end. And I'm not going to lose to the Packers.
Last year I would have just made it screen passes per game, and I would have made that maximum. And I would
Brian Johnson submarining the season last 7 games there. Well, James, appreciate you hopping on, walking us through Rithmm. I think this is going to be super helpful for people looking to build an NFL model. And of course, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Go over there, sign up, get the free 7-day trial. You're not going to regret it. Appreciate it, James.
You got it, guys. We'll have props coming out probably later this week after cuts are done. So as soon as the odds come out for some of that prop data, that'll populate. And we can walk through that too. But a menu of the best player props and not just the best players. It's truly like Trent Sherfield was the most popular bet on player all playoffs last year because it was like over 7.5 his receiving yards every game.
Yeah.
So I know I'm not going to look for Trent Sherfield over receiving yards, but Rithmm said there's value on this. And again, same thing, you tap into that card and you can see his last 5, 10, 30 games. So, this is, we're excited because whether you're a prop better, whether you're a traditional better, whether you're doing both, we have everything you need.
One-stop shop, props, sides, totals. They got it all. NFL and college football. Get in this football. Start dominating this fall. Appreciate it, James.
Thank you guys. Go Birds.
Let's go Birds.